Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Tuesday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. And I want to remind you kindly that right after Johnny's Bite, the next 10 minutes after Johnny's Bite will be for you to have a chance at the microphone to also tell me what's happening in your community. So please write these numbers down. You'll be live on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio, where we serve the best breakfast in the country. 055-924-2717. That's 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-691-0154. It doesn't matter where you are in this country. Just tell me what's happening in your community. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. After Johnny's Bite, when we finish Johnny's Bite, we will pick your calls. But this morning, I got back into the country from South Africa, and people say, oh, South Africa, yes, because I kept wondering whether it's the same African continent. And these are also Africans living on the continent of Africa, the richest continent. Here in Ghana, we have found lithium and we have gifted it. We have found lithium, which is going to be the bedrock of everything electronic, and we have gifted it. Electronic cars are coming. We have gifted it for 15 years. Same thing we did with our gold. Same thing we did with our oil. Same thing we have done with other natural resources. We have just picked it and literally gifted it. We are getting chicken change from it. And we say it is the best deal that we could ever get. And the question I always ask is, what would Nkrumah have done if Nkrumah had been the one who had discovered lithium in this country? What would he have done with the lithium? Because the things that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah put together are the very things that we are benefiting from. We have not been able to add on much. And sometimes when you talk about these facts, all right, you talk about the facts. You have sometimes people, senior citizens, people have gone past 50, 60, some inches 70, because they see everything from a political point of view. They come attacking you and they write diatribes and a whole lot on social media, maybe 10, 12, 15 paragraphs. Some of them are presidential staffers who earn about 15, 18, 20,000 every month of our tax money, and they write that tosh on social media. Now, the simple thing I always ask is that I started hosting TV3 New Day in 2017. Just the same time the government got into power. And when I got onto TV3 New Day, I will say this again, we were number 4 on the chart. I remember the mandate that was given, that go and make sure that we are at number 1. In less than 6 months, we had jumped from number 4 to number 1. TV3 New Day has remained at number 1. That is my scorecard. That is my scorecard. Until I left, it was at number 1. That's my scorecard. Number 2, TV3 New Day declared profits, not losses. And TV3 New Day attracted a lot more advertisers. And TV3 New Day, while I was on it, won 3 GJA awards at Morning Show of the Year. That's my scorecard. So when they put you in charge of state enterprises and they give you government money, and the state enterprises you are supposed to be supervising are declaring losses of up to 5.3 billion cedis in 2020 alone. Let's forget about 2019, 2017, 2018, 2021. And you still have the effrontery, no shame, to come and talk to somebody who has actually shown a scorecard of delivering excellently on the mandate that they were giving. Then there's a problem with you. Because the small job that they gave to you, with the taxes and with all the perks of office that they gave to you, you failed to even deliver on that simple small mandate. As a state, managing state enterprise, you failed though. You failed to manage it. You declared losses. Then when you finish, you come and write plenty English, and you want my attention, you want me to take you serious. You are a joker. Anybody who is not able to deliver on the mandate that has been given does not deserve my attention in any way. And the painful part is where they are presidential staffers. So you can understand how the state-owned enterprises and why the state-owned enterprises are declaring losses, because instead of focusing on the presidential staff at work, they are busy on social media insulting people, they are busy attacking people, they are busy chasing people, they are busy endorsing that radio stations and TV stations should be intruded, they are busy condoning a lot of nonsense. So they have left the original job as presidential staffers with designated roles. And they are actually chasing people who are speaking truth to power, people who are speaking up. It's a very serious matter. It's just like me being given the role as morning show host on 3FM Sunrise, and then I come to work, and instead of being here to moderate the show and to actually do Johnny's Bites and everything else, I leave it and I'm with the security guys at the gate, and I'm asking which car should come in and which car should not come into the premises. I don't get it. Is that what I'm paid for? No. So because you are all failing the president. The president who said he was in a hurry, he actually put people there who are not in a hurry at all, who don't see anything, they only see party. Then you have another one who is a deputy communications director for the party. He speaks more for the party than he speaks for Ghana Gas, where he's supposed to be earning his daily bread and salary from. If you ask today what he is properly known for in this country, you will know that he is known more for MPP communications than he's known for his role at Ghana Gas, which was built by the same person he's vilifying. If it had not been that man, he would not have had a job to do. So the agenda 1, agenda 2 is too much. Today, call President Akufo-Addo, give him a speech, and ask him to mention the word corruption. He cannot mention the word corruption. He cannot mention the word corruption. Meanwhile, before he got into power, he was the incorruptible Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Incorruptible Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. You just read what the OSP said about Charles Eduboahin. You just read what the party people are saying about Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng. You just read the AG's opinion, legal opinion on the work that Kwabena Frimpong Boateng had done. And you've been listening to some of the party people now saying that it was a mistake for the good old prof to have been appointed and to have been asked to chair the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. Corruption will always find a way to fight back, I tell you. Corruption. I say call the president. Give him a speech, incorruptible Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and ask him to talk about corruption. He cannot. Because the corruption is all around him. Dr. Takeda said Martin Amidu made no mistake when he said Nana Addo is the mother serpent of all corruption. He made no mistake. It's there. And I'm talking about state-owned enterprises. Show me the National Theatre video. National Theatre is a state-owned enterprise. The president has put one of his retiree friends at the National Theatre, right? And for the past 12 years, the National Theatre has declared losses. Dr. Mensa Otabil said the National Theatre is malnourished. This is the VIP area of the National Theatre. The National Theatre smells, it stinks. A jefu, a bong. The National Theatre, it smells, it stinks, a bong. The air conditioners are a total mess. Should I take you to the washroom? But they charge monies for the National Theatre. Show me the other video. Where, so look at it. They put a chair. That's a VIP area. National Theatre of Ghana. This was even a donation from the Japanese government to us. Donation. Akekewo or the chain. And they put you in charge of state-owned enterprises. This is your scorecard. You should even be ashamed. You should not be coming. Look at it. Look at the chest. Look at it. You should not even have the effrontery and if there's any shred of dignity left in you, you should not come out as you are managing state-owned enterprises who are declaring losses. They are giving us this baller. And you have still the guts to write. You think that writing English is what makes you intelligent, or insulting people is what makes you intelligent? It doesn't make you smart. What would actually make people know that you are smart is when you focus on the job that has been given to you and you deliver. So you met National Theatre in a certain state. Then you went there as state-owned enterprise manager. And then you turn the situation around. That is how people respect you. Look at what is happening at Gihok. Today, when I finish talking about Gihok, they are now using the premium bottles that are supposed to be for export to do local production after I showed it on TV that it had been left to the vagaries of the weather. That is your job. aha bonu chumo ya ma wejuma unhwe adwuma no so nya adwuma no nyina sei na sorry na on nam Facebook na kasa penyin toto kasa rough. It's not good. So what are you teaching the younger generation to learn? I will not insult you. I will tell you that you have failed. You are a failure. And if the president is minded, he would have sacked all of you, but he won't sack you because he loves party loyalty more than he loves the country. That was National Theatre. 12 years of failure. They're keeping a retiree there. I grew up at the National Theatre. I grew up at Folks Place. And sometimes when Folks Place was too busy because they had the show there, they took us to the exhibition room at the top. I grew up National Theatre, Fun World, Kidafest. That was where my umbilical cord for the arts was cut, National Theatre. So when I speak about the National Theatre, I have a certain passion. Go to National Theatre and speak to the workers. They are disgruntled. They are not happy. Look at, I just showed you a video how National Theatre looks like. It looks very dirty. It stinks. A bong, you saw the chairs, dirty. And I took this video 2 weeks before I went to South Africa. 2 weeks. The National Theatre, a bong is smelling, it stinks. They are declaring losses. The workers are not happy. It is a state-owned enterprise. So now if you have been given a state-owned enterprise tomorrow, and this is your scorecard, how do you come to me who is declaring profit, who is going up the ratings, who is staying at the top? How do you come and even compare yourself to me? How do you do that? You are an embarrassment. If you do that, it means that you have no shame. Another point is when I got in here, show me the tweet from the president. When he was in opposition, 2012, 30th October. Today is 31st. I decided I wanted to show it yesterday, but I couldn't. 9:53. He says, Mr. President, if the lights go out and come back on, isn't that dumsor? Hashtag Mahama must go. Hashtag IEA debate. Hashtag vote Nana 2012. Well, he didn't get the nod in 2012. But this was what he said. The lights are going off. In South Africa, they are also rationing power. But guess what? They have been honest enough to publish a list because in South Africa, they did not politicize power outages. In this country, we politicize power outages. It was a major campaign weapon. Today, the same situation is staring us in the face. Gridco said there was a shortage of gas supply. In the past, a cleric said that the dumsor was a wisdom problem. When they say something is a wisdom problem, it's that the people managing it, they don't have the sense. They don't have the wisdom to manage it. In the past, a cleric, respected cleric in this country, you know. So now, Mr. President, I ask you your own question. If the lights go out and come back on, is it not dumsor? I'm asking you your own question. I'm just flipping it and asking you, putting you there. You are the president now. So let's read it together. Show the tweet. Mr. President, if the lights go out and come back on, is it dumsor? Or is it not dumsor? I'm asking you, Mr. President. Because you'll be there and the lights will go off. No prior notice. The lights will just go off. Does that not affect industries? Does that not affect private businesses? Does that not affect the livelihood of the people? Does that not affect the comfort and luxury of the people? Because you promised change. So is this the change? Is this the change? And I will continue asking you these questions because when you were asking these questions, we joined you to ask the previous government these questions. So why are you so agitated when we are also asking you the same questions you asked of someone? Because you put that person to a certain strict proof, a certain standard of proof, a certain standard of leadership and quality. Now we are asking you the same question. When we ask you the question, you are angry. Why? Can you not stick with the principle, the standard? Can you not stick with it? Play actor Lil Wayne's video for me. You know, actor Lil Wayne of Kumawood was one of the few people who was also weaponized against the previous government. Well, later he came to say that some of the things that he said were lies. He himself came to say it, that some of the things that he said were untrue. But today, reality has hit home. Listen to him.
Oh, my man, I can't say, oh, man, why? Minimum that with the Jacopo. Oh my goodness. Hey, I swear to God, Accra, Ghana, Kumasi, Coco, 8 cities. Coco is the 8 cities. Coco is the 8 cities. Obi and Mr. Gago. Coco and Greg, 1 city, another 2 cities. Accra, Coco, and Sugar, 8 cities. Adenta, Adenta. Make it count and cut and count. 8 cities. And as I make count, like at the count, they have become another 40 cities. And do go back, and I go back. Coconut Asia, and I go back. I'm 2 million. Governor, oh my God, you know it. You, Mamma, I can't some on my wedding. Minimum that with the Jacopo. If you say, oh my God, hey, I'll swear to God, Accra, Ghana, Kumasi, Coco, 8 cities. Coco is the 8 cities. Coco is the 8 cities. Obi and Mr. Gago. Coco and Greg, 1 city, another 2 cities. Accra, Coco, and Sugar, 8 cities. Adenta, Adenta. Make it count and cut and count. 8 cities. And as I make count, like at the count, they have become another 40 cities. And do go back, and I go back. Coconut Asia, and I go back. I'm 2 million. Governor, oh my God.
So, where is the food that we planting for food and jobs? Because maize was one of the cocoa. I mean, you use maize to do cocoa, you use millet, right? Sorghum, all those things to do cocoa. So the food that we're supposed to have planted using planting for food and jobs as the vehicle. And all the monies that we spent, over 600 million every single year on planting for food and jobs. And with all the Amadan campaign that the man who now wants to be president did, where is the food? We have also brought Planting for Food and Job Chapter 2. And we are hoping to pump some more money just like we did in the tree planting exercise that we can't find the trees that we planted. Where is the food? Where is the food? Where is the food? Because Lil Wayne and many others, including Nanado himself, were weaponized to tell us that buying a ball of kenke at 1 cedi was too expensive. And that when it comes, the price will be beaten down. A lie? Today, how much is a ball of kenke? Do your kenkenomics. How much is fish? How much is a ball of kenke? How much is a ball of bofrot or kose? How much is it? And I'm saying that all the things that are used to prepare these things are found on the list for planting for food and jobs. So we should bring the people who said they did planting for food and jobs. We should look at how much money we spent. We should look at the jobs that they say they have created. And then we should look at the yields and the harvest and the production. And then we ask them, where did you keep the food? Such that cocoa is now selling at 8 Ghana cedis. Cocoa, which used to be 70 pesos, 40 pesos, 60 pesos, 1 cedi, is now selling at 8 Ghana cedis. Cocoa, 1 egg is now selling at 2 cedi, 50 pesos. And when you make the argument, people say, oh, but go outside. Those when they go outside, I have traveled outside. I have seen. And I have seen how the taxes are used. A whole city and a whole province has free Wi-Fi for the people to use. We said we're going to give university students Wi-Fi to use. It is even a problem. So the tax mobilization and the tax utilization, there's always that space in between that has not been filled, that has not been answered. He was weaponized against the previous government. He came later to say some of the things he said were not correct or not accurate. Today, reality has hit him. He's talking about the price of cocoa. So now you, who is busy defending everything, who also go and queue and buy cocoa at 8 cedis, ask yourself, can you afford it? Think about it very well. Give me a call. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.